Hi, and welcome to the 2021 Economic Depression and Preparation channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me once again. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I thank you for your support. And also, please be sure to share this channel with your friends and neighbors to get the true 100% financial truth picture for the United States and sometimes beyond. Today, May 10th, 2021, Monday, the Dow Jones hit a record 35K for the first time. Energy outpaces the S&P. Oil prices moved higher apparently after the Colonial Pipeline attack. So we'll get into that a little bit later. I just want to say that it seems like we're in the roaring 20s now. As you look at all the indices, the major indices, everything is up. More stimulus is coming. The markets know that we're on a path of unlimited quantitative easing and unlimited government spending with the infrastructure bill. And you notice how this pipeline attack and everything is timed, perfectly timed with the Biden coming on. I think he's coming on tonight or tomorrow to talk about the economy and the infrastructure bill and to promote all of this. As you know, cybersecurity and other things are part, and energy sector renewal is part of his infrastructure plan. Now, gasoline prices are expected to surge as a result of this. As you know, gasoline prices are already around $2.96 a gallon as tracked by AAA. But gasoline prices this summer is forecast to hit $4 in many parts of the country, including the East Coast. The pipeline that was affected transports more than 100 million gallons a day, or 45% of fuel consumed for the entire East Coast. It delivers gasoline, jet fuel, heating oil, and serves U.S. military facilities. I don't believe that this is an accident or a coincidence that this event happened. I believe it was planned, but that's another topic for another day. But obviously, these false flag events and these events are causing not prices to go up in other areas as well. So now we have prices going up in food. A lot of you have been reporting to me that not only is the food prices going up, but you're getting less for your money in the grocery stores. And this ranges all the way from grocery stores like Aldi and Value Save all the way up to the Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and Costco's and Sam's, etc. So we're getting shrinkflation in the food, but prices are going up every single week. We're also getting prices going up in gas now because of this situation, and there's a shortage of supplies. Lumber prices, as you know, have already gone up. A 2x4x8, you go in there, it's $13 per post. Unbelievable in some of these stores in Lowe's and Home Depot, and increasing daily. So now we have food, utilities, gas. What else could be going up in the future? Chipotle has announced that it will raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour starting in June. That's not going to help. In other commodities, gold moved higher by 0.63%, 1843. If gold and silver were not manipulated, silver should be at least over $150 by now, and gold should be over $5,000, but it's manipulated and controlled. So we look at the roaring 20s here that we're in. The roaring 20s. Will our new roaring 20s end with another Great Depression? Not so if our buddy Joe Biden is smart. Unfortunately, our president is committed to just signing a bunch of executive orders and a bunch of government spending. And this is not the way that you get out of a depression. This only makes it worse. And so what's going to happen is, in the 1920s, we had the expansion of electricity, cars, telephones, and telegraph services and all of that, right? With the New Deal, with Teddy Roosevelt, our friend, another Democrat, I guess. Here we go again. We're going to see the return of automation. We're going to see the return of robots, no jobs returning. As you know, the disappointing job labor report last week here, Labor Secretary says pandemic is still weighing on the economy, but confidence is coming back. Unfortunately, confidence does not build production in this economy. Labor Secretary Marty Walsh said after a disappointing April jobs report that in normal circumstances, 266,000 new jobs is a, quote, good number. Well, we're not in normal times, as you can see. Now, you see the Dow Jones here is up 35,000 today and all of that. But you have to remember, in Weimar, Germany, in Zimbabwe, in Venezuela, all of their markets went up. And that wasn't because of a perception of value. The markets went up because the money was inflated away. By the way, the dollar index today is only at $90.10 and falling. So that tells you that the money is that they're printing up is becoming more and more diluted, more and more worthless. So you can have a stock market going to 40, 50,000. As a matter of fact, a lot of economists have said that this stock market is going to go to 40,000 by next year, by beginning of next year. It doesn't really matter because the hard numbers, the fundamental numbers underneath it is very, very shaky. And another story I want to talk to you about too that's interesting. Before I get back to the deficits and the spending, there was a story on this morning. They were talking about, the media was saying that they're having a hard time finding jobs. This goes along right at this thing here about the labor secretary. They're saying that employers, the media is spinning it as if the employers are having a harder time finding low-skilled workers and other workers to come back to work because they're getting more paid to stay at home with the unemployment, extra unemployment, and the stimulus, right? But that's just not true. The truth of the matter is that a lot of the companies, a lot of my friends have told me that have worked in fast food and other places, they're replacing them with robots. And now they have in some places, at McDonald's and the other places, robots are back there making your burger and sandwiches. Or you at the touch screens, so you don't interact with a cashier or somebody taking your order and all that. And it's not just in fast food. This is going to be in every retail and hospitality sector, from hotels to retail stores. They're replacing it with touchscreens, automation, mannequins, you name it, because so the jobs are not coming back, unfortunately, and that's going to be a big concern as we continue to look at that's to weigh our economy down in the depression. We have about 25 million people still out of work. So now, this colonial pipeline hack that they claim is by this Russian group Dark Side, we know that this is fake. We know that this is fake news. We know this is planned. This is deliberate to raise gas prices after Memorial Day because summertime is coming and oil prices have to stay up for this economy to function the way it is, okay? And so that's the way they have this. Look at the deficit. I want to show you the deficit here. 2021 deficit so far, $1.70 trillion. You can see the graph here, and we're just in this purple part here. Purple is 2021. Look at this. Well, this is only tracking through March, but you can see an upward trend. Last year's deficit was 31. I believe that's 3 trillion or something like. This year's deficit's on record to even double that. So you can see the upward trend here of this deficit. We haven't had a balanced budget since the 1970s, and so this is going to, and ironically, in the late 1970s and early 80s, you know what happened then? We had that massive Paul Volcker inflation. The inflation reached a high, I think, of something like 18 or 20%. We're headed back there, but even worse, my friends. So the deficit is huge, and this is the reason why they're trying to inflate this money away, inflate the debt away. But it's not going to work because we don't have jobs and productions like we did in the 1920s and 30s. And so this is going to be absolutely disastrous for most economies here, ladies and gentlemen. The malls are dying. A lot of your malls are going to be taken over by Amazon, Walmart, and Target. They're going to convert these to warehouses. They should convert them to homeless shelters or low-income housing for those, tiny houses or something. They're not going to do that. Amazon, Walmart, and Target are going to buy up these abandoned malls by Simon Properties, and they're going to convert the malls to either distribution centers, vaccine centers, or some kind of e-learning, cyber learning academy, and that's going to be the future of where we're going from here. So that's not going to create more jobs. It's going to create more disaster, but this is the plan that the rich have in mind, to own everything and we will own nothing. And that's the plan that they have in mind. The top upper 1% of the worldwide rich, super rich, billionaires or whatever. This is the plan that they have in mind for Americans and basically everybody in general. A totalitarian, dystopian society. I had to look that up. That's what we're going towards, a totalitarian, dystopian society where work is not based on production and labor. Labor and work is based on what they call social credit and things they use on China already, and things of that nature. How well you can conform to the system, how well you're not living off the grid, things of that nature. Then you get your treat. If you do well, you get your treat. You get another $1,200 stimulus. If you're like independent thinker, if you're a patriot or something, or you really, a prepper, then you won't get your $1,200 stimulus or a treat. You won't be able to enter these stores or go to the mall. If you don't get your vaccine, you're not going to get it. So it's all about conformity and control. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. And so that's what I want to share with you today. Please be blessed, and I'll talk to you very soon. And please be sure to subscribe to this channel, and we'll continue to keep you up to date as best we can on this YouTube platform. Thank you.